Welcome back to my channel. All right, y'all, we are going back to our book. So hopefully you checked out my lives, I think Wednesday it was. Yeah, so we're going back to our book today and all that good stuff. Anywho, my name is Tiana. I do all kinds of things on this channel. Following my micro Locs journey is probably the biggest thing. And I just reached 2 years locked on September 13th. And I still have to do, I really want to do an update video for you all, but I'm working on it. And I have to do a timeline of the pictures. I'm working on that too. So yeah, in the meantime though, we are still throwing things your way, but I did make some shorts. Either on the day I was 2 years locked or close to it. So you have been getting some of those, so I hope you all are enjoying those. But yeah, we do all kinds of things on this channel. Follow a lock journeys, let's see, hair tutorials, hairstyle tutorials, all kinds of things. But there's a bunch of playlists on here, so if you're interested, check out my playlist. But of course, go ahead and subscribe. Hey Jean, thank you so much for stopping by. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. So I literally am so excited about this part, because this part and probably the part that follows are probably my two most favorite parts of the whole entire book. And that is learning about what humectants are and how to use them for your benefit. And of course, just, retaining and keeping moisture in your hair. So we're going to get right into it. I thought I had the book up, but I don't. We're on the next section. I think last time we talked about shampoos and I gave you some kind of different shampoos to try. So this time we are reading about humectants, like I said, and if we get to the conditioner part, we will do that. But I'm reading a book, but along the way, I will give you my insight along the way and my thoughts as they come to me. So yeah, hopefully you'll learn. I am relearning. For those of you who don't know, this is the book that made me go natural. And then when I went natural, my whole family kind of went natural. And it just kind of started us on not only being natural, but learning about our hair and how to take care of our hair. So I love this book. So I wanted to reread it just to get some tips back from it and to kind of refresh my memory. And I thought it would be helpful for all of us. So here we go. It is called Humectants Are an Elixir for Our Hair. You may be wondering, what are humectants? And I'm not even sure. At the time I was in school to get my cosmetology license, to get my beauty license, and I'm not even sure we talked about humectants at all. If I'm not mistaken, this is the book that showed me what humectants are and kind of how to use them and how important they are. So humectants are ingredients used in hair care products which are designed to attract moisture to the hair. Generally used in lotions, cosmetics, and hair care products, they are a lifesaver for our dry tresses. So a humectant is anything that helps you attract moisture to your hair. So it's really good at helping you attract it. With the use of a humectant, you don't have to seal in moisture to the hair with heavy waxes, grease, or mineral oils. And not only does a humectant attract moisture to the hair, it also helps in retaining the moisture which is needed for our hair that has a tendency to be dry. So it's attracting it and it's also locking it in. Glycerin. Glycerin is like the number one. So one such commonly used humectant is glycerin. It is certainly the hair care industry's secret. No matter how it is packaged or what other ingredients it may be mixed with, it's a key ingredient in most hair care products marketed for black hair. It is a clear, sticky, sweet substance derived from the fatty acid of animals or vegetable oil. It is a clear, odorless, yet sweet and sticky substance. So products made with glycerin are certain to not only leave your hair super soft, but also very moist. And what I love about glycerin, so let's see if I can get this picture to you just a little bit. Yeah, it's hard. You know how phones are. But it is just clear. What I love about glycerin is that it is in a lot of products. So most of your products will literally say glycerin in it. And you can actually buy it yourself. So for those of you who make your own hair care products or do like household remedies or things like that for your hair, you can always add glycerin to the things that you're making to be something that's an extra moisturizer for your hair. Most people are unaware of the content of the products they're using, and they simply know that certain products help their hair from breaking and drying off. But one of the most popular products are the activator gels, which were used in the 80s for the Jerry curl. And although this style is no longer in fashion, the activators are still available and they are better than ever. They're less sticky and they're a great product for those who are wearing their natural hair in its natural state. And it's so funny because I was just thinking about this. All right, so do I use glycerin on my micro locks? No, but it is something I plan to use. So that's one of the reasons why I'm rereading this book, to refresh my memory on things. But glycerin has been in my mind as something to use. And for me, I'm not so much worried about the locks, like the bottom scalp. So I do plan on adding glycerin to my regimen. So I'm super excited to read this part to kind of relearn about it, to see how I can incorporate it. Now, as far as the Jerry curl goes, I was just thinking about that recently, because when we talked, I think last week, about wetting your hair every day and just kind of keeping it moisturized, that explains why people who had the Jerry curl, most of them will say that it did grow out their hair and it helped them because they were able to keep it wet. But glycerin was a part of that as well. Not only keeping it wet, but keeping it moisturized. So I was just thinking that I kind of wish I had lived back then, so I could have had a Jerry curl. During the time of the Jerry curl, most people saw their hair grow to lengths that they previously had not. And people swore that the Jerry curl was growing black folks' hair, when in truth, it was two amazing things that attributed to the growth that everyone was seeing. The two ingredients were the water and the glycerin. The main ingredients found in the activator gel and spray was water, first on the list, and often second or third was the one ingredient which holds the moisture in place, and this is the glycerin. This is why the Jerry curl often stayed so damp all the time. You could also make your own glycerin sprays, tailor-made with added ingredients. So for women who are natural, the choices are endless. There are gels, creams, sprays with glycerin that will keep the moisture in your hair super, super high. Jean, you got to use it. That's okay. Because honestly, I think it was a good thing, because we just didn't understand, but it was part of keeping it moisturized that made it so good for our hair. And another good part of it was that your hair wasn't made to be straight. Like, it wasn't like the relaxer where your hair has to be straight and you try to keep moisture off of it. At least having the Jerry curl, your hair was allowed to be curled, even though they kind of loosened your curl a little bit, but it was allowed to be curly, and our hair is naturally curly, and it was allowed to stay wet all the time. I'm not mad at you. I think my mom had one, and she said that it was really good for her too. So everybody I've talked to about it said it was good. I definitely am like sad that I missed out on that, and sometimes I be thinking like, how can I do that and not look, out of time. All right, a list of common humectants for the hair. The following are a list of common humectants found in both skin and hair care products, so get acquainted with them. If you intend to maintain a strict guideline of growth using the O'Hara method, then glycerin is all you need. But with that being said, you may want to identify other types of humectants in various products. So you can use glycerin alone, but there are other products that are humectants. So you have honey, which I love, love, love. One of my favorite deep conditioners to do is to add honey to my favorite conditioner. So I probably should do a video on that. That's like my favorite moisturizing conditioner to do when I feel like my hair or somebody else's hair is maybe dry or a little lifeless or just is really, really lacking moisture. Then add honey to your conditioner. It's like a whole thing, but adding honey to it will definitely help. Agave nectar, which I haven't tried, but I've seen it. Propylene glycol, sodium lactate, and sorbitol. I'm pretty sure I've seen just about all of these except the agave. I don't think I've seen it in my products, but I've seen it in other products. The humectant is often at the top of the ingredient list, often appearing right after water. And the very best leave-in conditioners for our hair type has water and a humectant as the first 5 ingredients within the product. So that helps. If you're looking for products, especially those with locks, but I don't want to say new locks. I want to say older locks, or you've had it for a couple of years and now you're like, all right, I want to keep them moisturized. And if you're, of course, a natural hair person, then you're looking for water. One of the biggest things I used to look for, and I think I got from this book too, was to make sure that my ingredients had water, or my products had water as like the first ingredient, and then followed by some kind of humectant. So those are your choices. It's got to be honey, agave nectar, glycerin, of course, propylene glycol, sodium lactate, and sorbitol. Yes. So, but that is all that she has to say about humectants. We're going to keep moving along and see if we can finish up the part about conditioners, because humectant, keeping your hair moisturized, and condition it go hand in hand. So the next section is called Not All Conditioners Are Created Equal. So everyone assumes that conditioners are designed to save their hair, and to some extent this is correct, but not all conditioners are created equal. Each is designed with a different purpose, and using the wrong conditioner, especially at the wrong time, could be disastrous for your hair. Some conditioners can cause you to experience severe breakage with only just one use, and I totally stand by this because, like I said, I used to try like hot oil treatments or certain type of conditioners and got negative results from it, whether my hair was dry, whether it was breaking off. And if the conditioner goes on, for me, if the conditioner goes on the hair and it doesn't feel good going on the hair, like your hair doesn't seem to like melt in your hair and make your hair soft going on, 9 times out of 10 when you rinse it out, it's not going to be soft either. It may even be worse. So I really try to feel the hair and understand how I want it to feel when I'm trying out new conditioners. Learning what conditioners to use, as well as the right one at the right time, will save you from destroying your hair. Not only that, but you will learn which conditioners will allow your hair to thrive and grow more rapidly. The best conditioners nourish the hair, make the hair more supple, yet is strong and is full of bounce. The wrong conditioners will give you the appearance of healthy hair, but it's an illusion. And another thing I know, like there are like those thickening conditioners and thickening shampoos. Those are an illusion, right? Because when you use them, they're putting something on your hair that kind of sticks to your hair strand, and that is what makes it seem or feel or even appear to be thicker. So it's not like solving the underlying problem, but it's putting a coating on your hair that kind of makes it thicker or makes it seem like it's thick. Moisturizing conditioners. Conditioners which are considered moisturizing are designed with the intent of locking in moisture into the hair. If you check the ingredient list on a moisturizing conditioner, water is often one of the first 5 ingredients on the list. And for me, I'm looking for water to be like the number 1. All right, let me take a moment. All right, Jean said, I've had Sister Locs for 3 years and conditioner has been good. I no longer like the feeling I get. In addition, it's loosening my ends and I don't want that. Hold on, let me make sure. Oh, I think so you're saying conditioner has not been good because it's kind of like loosening it. It's making it too soft and pliable, which I can understand because I've been watching, as you know, for those of you that know, I love TikTok. So I've been watching TikTok and I've been getting a lot of videos of people taking out okay, got you. I've been getting a lot of people taking out their locks. And I think, honestly, the last one I saw was somebody who had their locks for 3 years. And if you know anything about taking out locks, you have to put a bunch of conditioner on it, because if it is a good conditioner, it's made to soften your hair, detangle your hair. So for those of us with locks, I guess it depends on your hair and your journey, deciding on whether or not you want to condition your locks, because for some people it is going to do just that. It is going to start to make them come out, like Jean is saying. It might make your ends loose because conditioner is made to do that. It's made to kind of make your hair be loose. Versus Locs, the whole point of Locs is getting your hair matted together in one section. So if you're conditioning it, for some of us, that's not going to work. And for some people, I have heard that it works. Myself personally, I've only put conditioner in my scalp maybe twice. And it's something that I just mix with aloe. But I have not rubbed conditioner all over my hair or put conditioner all over my hair since having Locs. Because one, I'm only 2 years in, so I still kind of feel like I'm new since they are so small. And they're just now starting to really form into Locs. So I definitely don't want to do anything to undo the whole process. So yeah, conditioner for naturals, beautiful, lovely. Use it as much as you can. Plenty of it. For those of us with Locs, it's kind of like you have to decide if you want to try it. And if you do try it, pay attention to your hair and see if it is kind of loosen up your locks, because you don't want your locks to loosen. The whole point of Locs is to keep your hair together and locked together, or in other words, meshed together. Let's see. Still talking about moisturizing conditioners. There will be some form of humectant in the ingredient list. The most common ingredient is often glycerin, and this is then followed by the good alcohols like cetyl alcohol, stearyl alcohol, and lauryl alcohol. These alcohols are derived from fatty acids like coconut and palm oil. They help withdraw moisture towards the hair strand, and they also help in giving the conditioner the slip and detangling effect, which creates more manageability. Honestly, conditioner needs like its own video because there's so much to say about it. And slip and detangling, manageableness, that is what you're looking for in a really, really good conditioner. Again, this is more so for people who are loose naturals. Protein conditioners. These conditioners are designed to reconstruct weak hair by filling in the outer layer of the strand with protein and to build up the hair. Now, protein treatments often have hydrolyzed protein and ceramides, which also is a fatty acid, which also help coat the hair, making it manageable and eliminating friction to the strands. And then you have reconstructive conditioners, which are another type of protein treatments, but it's just a little bit more vigorous, a little more strong, to fill in the gap where your hair strands might be too porous. And these conditioners often have hydrolyzed protein, keratin, or hydrolyzed protein. A reconstructive conditioner is often used in the hair that is in desperate need of help or on the verge of disrepair. Hair that has been overprocessed, colored, or experienced heavy neglect can benefit from a reconstructive conditioner. So I kind of like, if you just feel like your hair needs a lot of help and you're really trying to get it back on the right track, and you know that it's on the wrong track because of your treatment of it, maybe you're maybe being lax with your routine, or maybe using too much heat or chemicals, whatever the case may be, then a reconstructive conditioner would be good for you. However, these sorts of conditioners are not meant for frequent use. They are 1-2 time event when your hair cannot help its own self. If it is used too frequently or back-to-back, a reconstructive conditioner or treatment can cause severe damage to your hair and make things worse. So that goes for the reconstructive treatment and protein treatments. So it's not something every time you wash your hair you're going to use a protein treatment. That's not how that works. And even moisture treatments, you want to kind of do it in a cycle, but also as needed. So if you're going to go get a reconstructive conditioner, you want to do that one as needed and not something you're using back to back to back. But if you do a protein a protein treatment or a reconstructive treatment, you do want to try to follow up with some kind of moisturizing treatment right after, so that your hair is not too dry and it doesn't break. All right, when conditioners wreak havoc on your hair. How can something that is meant to be good for your hair do so much damage? There are a few situations in which conditioners can do more harm than good. Number one is overprocessed protein treatments. And what do I mean by overprocessed? This is one of the most common forms of breakage, and it is the reason why some products do not seem to work for you. You start the day off with a leave-in treatment to style your hair without realizing that this treatment has some form of protein in it. You may even use this leave-in treatment every single day. And on the weekend, you tell yourself you have to deep condition your hair. So that deep conditioner may also have a stronger protein meant for strength and reconstruction. Because protein fills in the cuticles of the hair with added protein and creates another layer, which causes the strands to become suffocated, brittle, and in a lot of cases, it can cause the hair to strap. Now, this can be very confusing, especially when you think you're doing everything to help your hair, only to wash your hair and it all starts falling out in a sink. This can cause mild hair loss to very damaging hair loss overnight. The excessive protein can have your hair falling out by the fistful. So once your hair is long and lush on one day, then suddenly you're losing it all. Now, I don't know of anybody, hey girl, how are you? I don't know of anybody who's had something that extreme happen where they use protein so much that their hair started falling out. But I do know of people, I think one of my clients recently was telling me how she was looking at all of her products and seeing how almost all of them have protein in it. And then she's going on top of that and doing deep conditioners on top of it. So just be mindful of what proteins are, what they look like in your conditioners and in your hair products, because you do not want to overuse them. And again, protein is as needed. So it's not something that you need to feel like you have to put in your regimen, in your almost daily regimen. So some of the conditioners, leave-in detanglers, all that fun stuff, you will be looking for more humectants more than you're looking for protein in them. So just, be mindful. How to avoid protein overload? Well, avoid product overload. And y'all know how I feel about product overload. I'm not too bad, Shades of Sage. I'm doing okay. Looking forward to your live tonight. I hope that you still get to do it. All right, how to avoid protein overload. Avoid product overload and overlap. Which again, we talked about that in one of the previous ones when we talked about hair breakage. So if you didn't check that out, go ahead and make sure you check out the other video on this book where we talk about hair breakage, because we talk about product overload there. Your hair does not need 5 and 6 different products at the same time. Remember that protein is strengthening, so your strands can only handle so much strengthening at a time. Remember to get familiar with the product ingredient list and know what products you are using and stick to a regimen. And again, I'm all for a regimen. I think we talked about that in one of the previous videos also. I'm not sure which one, but I'm all for a regimen, making sure you keep it up and stick with it, but be mindful of the products you put in your regimen. Because if you put the wrong products in your regimen and you're using them every day, what could have been a good product now turned into something that is damaging or just doing too much to your hair or adding too much protein, whatever the case may be. All right, y'all, we only have like 2 pages left. The best conditioners for wild hair growth. Are you ready for an even more amazing growth? Now, typically, conditioners do not and cannot grow your hair. They can, however, help you maintain the health of your hair as your hair grows out. However, the best conditioners and key component of the O'Hara method are natural conditioners made from pure oils and some natural ingredients. Natural ingredients don't just enhance the quality of the hair, they also deposit nutrients through the scalp. They also coat the hair shaft, infusing it with even more nutrients, which benefit the elasticity as well as the strength of the hair. Let me just make sure I process that. So conditioners obviously is not growing your hair. It helps you maintain the hair that you have. But using natural conditioners with pure oils and natural ingredients are a big help, because they're going to deposit nutrients through your scalp as well as coat the hair shaft as well and give you more elasticity and strength, because you need both to have healthy hair. You need your hair to be able to move, to be pliable, to have elasticity and bend to it, and you need it to be strong so that it's not constantly breaking. And using natural products and natural ingredients again, those things get to soak into your scalp, and it's good for your skin and your scalp and hair as well. So soaking into your skin on your head and your hair on your head as well. So it's like, double goodness. Now, although natural ingredients and oils do coat the hair, there's a big difference between pure natural ingredients versus your packaged conditioner. And here's the reason why. When natural oils coat the hair, the molecules are able to penetrate the hair. When oils are applied to wet hair, they lock in the moisture and they create a gentle seal around the strand. When the hair dries, the oil serves as a sealant. However, when the hair is wet again, those oil molecules expand again and they allow the hair to breathe. But with synthetic conditioners and fake oils like petroleum and mineral oils, re-wetting the hair does not cause synthetic oils to expand and breathe. The only way to remove those synthetic oils and synthetic ingredients is to have them stripped off the hair by the harsh detergents found in most shampoos. Don't forget to check out the previous videos on shampoos. Also, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for joining. If you haven't subscribed yet, why don't you consider subscribing and continue to get the content about your hair. We're just learning about hair care, doing our hair growth series. With the natural ingredients, this is not the case. In a chapter called The Perfect Blend, I will share with you some of the very best oils which condition the hair and produce fast, thick, lush, and super fast hair growth. Because natural oils should only be applied to wet hair or damp hair and never dry hair. That's the end of this section. But just to recap, so your natural oils, they have molecules that's able to actually seep into your hair. And when your hair is wet, it kind of coats it and creates like a barrier, a protective barrier for it that locks in the water and the moisture and the oil that you did put in it. But with the synthetic conditioners or synthetic products, when it gets wet, it doesn't expand like the natural oils does and allows the water and things to penetrate your hair shaft again. But the synthetic ingredients are kind of staying on top of the hair. And the only way to move them off the hair so that now water can start to seep back into your hair is to use the harsh shampoo. So like I said, make sure you check out what we said about shampoos. And one of the reasons why you got to use a harsh shampoo is because of some of the products you use. And if you use if you're using harsh products and a harsh conditioner, and now you need that shampoo to get out all of those things, it kind of starts to build up on your hair, and then you have the product overload or the protein overload, the things that we were talking about. So yeah, y'all, that is it for today. We talked about conditioners. We talked about humectants and how humectants add moisture to the hair and draw moisture to the hair. So you definitely want to have humectants as one of your first 5 ingredients in there. And we also talked about conditioners, using a moisturizing one. The moisturizing one you can use a little bit more frequent, but again, if you overuse it, then your hair can become just a little too limp and a little too lifeless because you overused it and now you made your hair too soft. And again, conditioners is not a big thing for the Loc community. Some people do use them, but it's even bigger for those of you who have loose natural hair. The conditioners are even better for you. And then you have reconstructive conditioners, which is the top conditioner, and the in-between one, which is the protein conditioner, adding strength to your hair, moisturizing, adding elasticity to your hair. You don't want to overuse any conditioner, but if you have good products, then it's a little bit more easier for you to use. All right, the next section that we will read either tomorrow or the next time we come back is titled, For Speedy Growth, Eat More of This. And this is another section that I'm really excited about because I'm just looking at things that I used to do to my hair that helped it out and seeing what things I want to, I don't know what those sounds are, what things I want to reincorporate back into my hair care routine and hair care regimen. Thank you so much for logging on. You are very welcome, Jean. Thank you, Shades of Sage. And everybody that logged on, don't forget that thumbs up. and subscribe if you haven't already. But I appreciate the support. We are finally at 800 subscribers, but we need to get to 1,000. So we still have quite a bit of work to do. So share this channel with anyone that you think might be interested. Thank you so much, Shades. I hope that you all are enjoying the book. Again, a lot of good information in there. I will try to link the book in the description box, but it is on Amazon Kindle, and the best part is it is free. A lot of good information. It is free. Now, you do want to have to subscribe to Amazon Kindle if you don't have it yet, but the book is really small. It's taken us a while to read because I'm doing my commentary in between, but honestly, the book is really a quick read. I think when we read it years and years ago, we were reading it over and over again. So it has a lot of good tips in there. So I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you're learning or relearning right along with me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a good night. And thank you again. Until next time, adios.